Tony Stark died to save the universe, but what almost no one realized is that this sacrifice may have condemned the entire multiverse. Avengers: Doomsday does not begin in the future, it does not begin with a new villain, and it does not begin with a new threat. It begins at the exact moment Tony snaps his fingers in Avengers: Endgame. That is where the story truly breaks, that is where the multiverse enters a countdown to extinction. And that is why Doctor Doom looks like Tony Stark. This is not coincidence, it is not cheap nostalgia, and it is not creative desperation. It is consequence, a logical, deliberate, and terrifying consequence. If you want to understand why Doomsday could be the darkest film in the MCU, hit the like button right now, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel, because what comes next completely changes how this movie should be seen. Amid countless rumors, leaks, and conflicting theories surrounding Avengers: Doomsday, there is one major problem: too much speculation and not enough facts. The only way to truly understand this film is to ignore the noise and focus strictly on what has already been established within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In a key interview, the directors made it clear that Doomsday is not an isolated event. It is a direct consequence of Avengers: Endgame. Every time jump, every broken rule, every desperate decision left irreversible fractures in reality itself. The multiverse is not collapsing because of one villain. It is collapsing because it was pushed far beyond its limits. And it is in this scenario that Doctor Doom emerges, not as a conqueror, but as someone who believes he is facing an unavoidable cosmic catastrophe. Endgame planted every clue: Loki escaping with the Tesseract, the creation of the TVA, He Who Remains, the fragmentation of timelines, and most importantly, the normalization of time travel as a narrative tool. All of this pushed the multiverse into an unstable state. But there is an even more unsettling clue: Tony Stark becomes the ultimate point of rupture. His death saves one universe, but opens the door to the collapse of countless others. That is why Doctor Doom's face carries such symbolic weight. He does not appear to replace Tony. He appears to occupy the role Tony left behind, the role of savior. One of the most discussed theories suggests that Tony Stark was always Victor Von Doom, through a retcon involving adoption and origins tied to Latveria. This idea is based on Tony's meeting with Howard Stark during the time heist, raising questions about his mother's pregnancy. But this path weakens everything the MCU built emotionally. It turns Iron Man into the result of genetic manipulation and long-term planning, dismantling the character's legacy. That approach does not hold up narratively. The MCU never treated Tony as a product. He was always portrayed as a choice. There is a far more coherent and powerful alternative. In a fractured reality created by the failures of time travel, Tony Stark did not die as a hero. He survived in a doomed universe, a universe where the Infinity Stones were not returned correctly, where incursions slowly destroyed neighboring realities, and where order completely collapsed. That Tony watched the end approach. He saw chaos spread. And unlike the Tony we know, he decided never again to trust chance, heroes, or free will. He sought absolute control. Technology was not enough. So he turned to magic. He changed his name. He changed his purpose, and Doctor Doom was born. What makes this entire scenario even more disturbing is that the Avengers themselves may be responsible for accelerating the collapse they are trying to stop. From the moment time travel became normalized, the heroes crossed a line that cannot be uncrossed. Every timeline they touched became unstable. Every reality they saved came at the expense of another one breaking somewhere else. Doomsday reframes this idea in a brutal way. The Avengers did not fix the universe, they borrowed time from it. And Doctor Doom understands something the heroes refuse to accept: that borrowed time always has to be paid back, with interest. This is why the conflict in Doomsday is not hero versus villain, but belief versus belief. The Avengers fight because they think reality can still be repaired. Doctor Doom fights because he knows it cannot. He has seen the data, the timelines, the outcomes repeating themselves endlessly. To him, saving everything is no longer an option, saving something is. And that single philosophical divide is what makes every confrontation in this film feel heavier, more tragic, and more inevitable. No matter who wins the fight, something irreplaceable is going to be lost. But here is the most important point. The film does not need to confirm that Tony became Victor Von Doom. It only needs to show that Dr. Doom understands the symbolic power of Tony Stark. Tony is remembered as the man who saved everything. And that is exactly what Doom wants to be seen as, a savior. In the beginning of Doomsday, he appears masked, faithful to his origins. At a certain point, using both science and sorcery, he adopts Tony Stark's appearance. Not to deceive the audience, but to deceive the heroes. To persuade, to lead, to justify decisions no one else would dare to make. Before moving forward, a quick pause, because this connects directly with many of you watching. If you enjoy carefully curated recommendations and want to discover truly essential stories without wasting time, my ebook 50 series, To Watch Before You Die, is already available. It features 50 must-watch series across different genres and eras, selected for viewers who take entertainment seriously. The link to purchase is pinned in the first comment. Returning to Doomsday, the biggest difference between Dr. Doom and previous villains is that he does not cause the apocalypse, he responds to it. The collapse of the multiverse is presented as a natural outcome of incursions, time manipulation, and conflicts between realities. Alternate Doctor Stranges, Kang's Ultron variants, and even the TVA all contributed to this outcome. The multiverse is dying, and there is no clean solution. Dr. Doom understands this before anyone else. That is why he takes extreme measures, stealing power, invading realities, confronting heroes, and targeting key figures like Franklin Richards. All in service of executing a single plan. That plan is to create a backup of existence itself. Let the multiverse die, but preserve enough fragments to rebuild it afterward. The heroes reject this idea. They believe there is still hope. They see Dr. Doom as just another tyrant chasing absolute power. And so they stop him. At the end of Avengers, Doomsday, the heroes win the battle, but lose reality. The multiverse collapses anyway. And in the final moment, with the last power available to him, Dr. Doom saves fragments of existence and creates Battleworld. The ending is tragic, bitter, and inevitable. Dr. Doom was right, the heroes were wrong. And that is what elevates Doomsday beyond a standard Avengers film. It does not just end a saga, it redefines the entire universe. And if you want to go even deeper into why this movie matters so much, watch the video already on the channel titled Why Avengers Doomsday Matters More Than You Think, because it connects directly with everything you just heard.